Now, soybeans are one of those commodities that behaves very seasonally, and it's about this time of the year that things start to happen and change with the price. And in today's chart of the day, I look at the technical analysis to see where possibly maybe that price is heading next. Hello, I'm Stephen Ho, trader and founder of the Stock Punter. So before we can carry on, a risk warning for you to pay close attention to. The content in this video is not investment advice, so please seek the advice, help of financial professionals or financial advisors before investing and trading. And trading and investing involves a high degree of risk and your money is at risk, so be very careful. So with that out the way, let's get on with the analysis. Straight into the weekly line chart then for soybeans, we can see, it was very quiet during 19 and 20 September period time, which we're sort of heading into now. It really shot up in price, those highs around 1590s, nearly 1600s, before pulling back through most of the rest of the year. And a lot of that can be down to seasonality and the way the market behaves, but in terms of actually raw Fibonacci analysis in the long term, then it's holding around that 1361.8% line. A lot of noise around there. It looks like a bit of a head and shoulders pattern building, which could signify further downside, and then we're looking at 1200, 1100, but again, seasonality and the way soybeans work may come into play and then push that price back up. So at the moment, bearish in the shorter to medium term after that great run up from September of 2020. So before we go into the standard daily Heikin Ashi chart, I've got one here that incorporates the seasonality and some commitment of traders data, and we can see at the bottom the seasonality chart, and we can see that if we look at the price in comparison to that historical seasonality, yes, it's following that trend very nicely. But if you notice right on the left hand side how price starts to pick up historically as well. October time is normally a time when the price turns around and looks more bullish. So watch out for that. And the commitment of traders data, with that black line there in the middle, is the large speculators. So I'd expect that to correlate quite closely to the actual raw price, and we can see that playing out at the moment. I'll look for any spikes above that 10 mark to get more interested in any bullish corrections and watch it go further up into the 80s 90s area if it's looking more bullish. But at the moment it's still that bearish picture. So let's dig into some of those signals and the more regular chart of the day Heikin Ashi stuff we normally look at. So back to the standard chart of the day Heikin Ashi setup, going down to the signals below, both bearish at the moment, and volatility looking, well, that's fading out quite strongly at the moment to low sort of levels, which could signify or we could anticipate some future explosion in the vol there, which we don't know which way that's going to send the price, but it's worth keeping an eye on. Volume fading down again. It picked up a bit over the last month or so, but again looking like it's drifting down. And back on top of the price, our box setup, it's signifying a short-term sell signal, and we can see that it's been trending down in terms of price and going back to sort of levels around early 2021, which might create some sort of resistance in the price before it contemplates where to go next. So now let's take a closer look into the Renko chart. Renko signals then both bearish currently at the moment down there in the bottom right, and if we go to the price action, I put on the 2 standard deviation plus minus regression trend there just to see if anything's behaving unusually, and actually price isn't. It's sort of working through that range quite nicely. It's coming down towards the bottom of it right now, and that also corresponds to the Fibonacci analysis there. Now I've taken a trend line approach to the Fibonacci here as well, from the recent highs back in mid-May down to the current lows, to see where price could go next. And if it goes down below where it currently is, then we're looking at sort of the 1200 area possibly as the next downside, and then below that 1100 to mid 1050s. And as we can see, that regression line and Fibonacci are corresponding and coinciding with each other, and this could be an area due to the seasonality factor where we might see some resistance and support and maybe a turnaround to the upside. And if we do, 1400 is probably the next upside level, followed by 1500, and then we'd be looking to push back towards those highs, 1600, 1700 area. But at the moment, in the short term, things are in this bearish downtrend, and purely on the technicals, it's a bearish setup. But marry that into like commitment to trader and seasonality data, and just an understanding of the soybean market to add it all together to paint the better picture of where price might be heading next. Now, to me, I like to trade soybeans with the technicals, but also including sentiment and some of the fundamentals on top of that. You can trade it purely technically, but like I say, I like that combo to help justify the trading decisions I'm making. Now, currently, we would be bearish of soybeans, but knowing that other factors, that weakens that bearishness to me. So I'm going to give an overall signal of weak bearish. And if we're focusing on the targets, upside 1.5, 2.5 to 1 risk return, downside very similar, 1 to 1 and 2.5 to 1. So at the moment it's weak bearish, but we've really got to pay attention to the possible change in October, maybe a consolidation of price now. So it's interesting times in the soybean market. It does have the potential to go lower, but equally it does and can flip October time. So use the charts there to time your way in and out. Soybeans then still following that seasonal fundamental playbook, and in the charts we can see that more easily, and we expect that turn around October time. So like I say, keep an eye on the charts if that's your trading strategy, so you can time your way into the trade. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with the analysis. Where do you think the price of soybeans is going next? And if you liked today's technical analysis, I will put a link in the description below if you want to learn more about the sort of stuff that I do, something for you to follow and get involved with. And if you've liked today's video, please give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons if you want to receive future notification of content such as this. And all that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, good luck with the trading, and I'll see you in the next video.